Well, good morning, my friends. Hope all is well for this beautiful Wednesday morning. Thank you for joining me for breakfast. I actually just finished mine. I had not exactly a healthy breakfast. I didn't feel like cooking, so I had some leftover pizza. I guess that's the Italian thing to do, right? I'm just chilling, listening to some of my dad's tunes. So this morning will be an open chat. I will be monitoring the live chat for this fairly short podcast. I really needed to cut grass, but it looks like there's a storm, rainstorm coming. So I'm just going to chill out with you guys. So this is an unscheduled live podcast. If anybody wants to stop in the chat and say hello, or has a question, or has something to say for this open chat, please do. If you happen to come across this live, if you catch this later, sorry I missed you. And maybe I'll catch you on the next one. I am recording this, of course, with the Linux Gold Standard Ubuntu Mate, in case you haven't noticed. And my new microphone, the Fifine, or the Fifine 690. There's a link for all this below in the show notes. All right, so for today, I have some random news topics. So let me get situated here. Just give me a second. As I finish up, I should have had coffee, but this is Diet Mountain Dew. I'm not sure if that's the best thing for breakfast. Anyway, yeah, next time I'll have my coffee ready, right? All right, so let's go to some news again. If you happen to come across this show, say hi in the chat and I'll get to your comments. So let's go ahead and switch here. Again, this is just some random news for this open chat. By the way, for those of you who live in the States and are going to travel, the Department of Homeland Security, the department, I believe there was a deadline this year. I think it was October, to get something called a Real ID. Not just a driver's license, but I guess it's called a Real ID license. And if you wanted to travel in the United States, you needed to change that license if you didn't already have what's quote unquote a Real ID. That has been extended. I think it's 2023. I have a video recorded. I'll have to upload it. But just check, for those of you who live in the United States, check the Department of Homeland Security. Search Real ID. The deadline has been extended. So what that meant this year, if you wanted to travel at the end of the year, like October, November, and did not have a Real ID, you will not be allowed. You would have not been allowed to board the board the plane, from what I understand. But that has been extended. Again, I'll have an update on this sometime later this week. For those of you who are listening, who live in the United States, okay? So that's the main news for us here in the United States. All right, a quick look at the chat. Quails is in the house. Hello, Necromancer. Can't chat right now. Well, you'll be listening. Great. This is mainly a podcast format. And Poindexter says, hello from New Jersey. New Jersey. That's how we say it up there. It's New Jersey. Hello from New Jersey. Or as in New York, New Jersey. Have a cup of coffee, right? Exiting from 105. Exit 105. Well, be careful, driving and listening. I do appreciate you listening from the great state of NJ. Okay, why don't we go? And by the way, the background music, I don't think it's too loud. I'm just listening to my dad's tunes. If it's loud, if it's annoying, let me know. I'll just shut it off. But it's way in the background. So, Poindexter is at work. Very good. Okay. Well, I hope to make your day a little more pleasant at work, Poindexter. Thank you for stopping by. All right. Well, let's go to some news. And I'll check back with the comments. All right. Looks like we transitioned very good here. Well, it had to come, right? This summer, people are going to do post-pandemic or near. We're not really out of the pandemic yet, but almost post-pandemic vacations. The price of gas will be going up, and it's not what you think. Apparently, there is a shortage of truck drivers. This did not really hit me until I read this. This is from CNN Business News. And apparently this happened because last year we had all the lockdowns and people were scared and people stayed home. They were not driving like myself. They weren't flying. There really was less of a need for gas drivers, truck drivers. So I guess a lot of them either quit or retired, did other things. So this is according to the National Tank Truck Carriers. Yeah, it says here the industry's trade group, somewhere between 20 to 25% of tank trucks in the fleet are parked. And headed into the summer due to a paucity of qualified drivers. Wow. So if you are looking for a job, and can do this, travel the states. Apparently there is a shortage of gasoline truck drivers. I guess I should have thought of that, right? Okay. Let's go to the next story from this is making me laugh. Excuse me. Oh man. Ubuntu 21.04 is here, but don't get too excited. Basically what it says, this is only supported for 9 months. It's not a 5-year LTS release. There aren't a lot of new things. I think this is what they are trying to say. Honestly, for myself, for personal use, I gave up on Ubuntu after 10 years of the Gnome desktop. Yeah, it's just not there. There's just nothing exciting there. Ubuntu is stable. The work they do on it is incredible. It does work. Very few bugs, but the Gnome desktop, the default vanilla flavor, Gnome desktop needs a lot of work to make it user-friendly out of the box. Check out the latest Zorn beta if you want a really, really good version of the Gnome desktop. That is the one you want. It's fantastic. All right, why don't we go and switch here to some random movie news. Those of you who have seen, this is from movieweb.com. There may be a sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong. I guess it will be called Son of Kong. Maybe the next MonsterVerse movie. Why not? We can have Son of Kong, Son of Godzilla, Son of Terminator, Son of whatever. This is just speculation. There's no doubt the success of Godzilla vs. Kong, which will probably hit $500 million worldwide. Of course the sequel is coming. Don't know about Son of Kong, but personally I'm more of a Godzilla fan. There's something about, Godzilla and that fire breath. Just some personal thoughts. What do you guys think? Would you go see a movie called Son of Kong? Again, this is speculation. That's what it will be called. But no doubt there will be another movie. Speaking of movies, I believe there is an Alien TV series in pre-production. I enjoy the Alien movies. Why not, right? All right. Let's get out of the entertainment news. From MakeUseOf.com, is Linux Mint turning into Windows? I didn't really quite understand the headline, but then I read this, and basically Linux Mint has a new way to update, notify users of update notifications. Apparently a lot of Linux Mint users, or maybe a lot of Linux users who are new, don't update their system. Windows 10 has the automatic updates, which is not necessarily a bad thing, especially for security updates. So this is something new where I guess Linux Mint will notify you that there are updates, but it'll still be up to you to install the updates. But honestly, if there are security updates for your system, why would you not want to install the updates? I don't quite understand this. So he does say, this person does say, so is Linux turning into Windows? Not really. But yeah, I have no problem with this personally. As far as, updates. Honestly, if you are a completely new user to Linux and know very little, and you use something like Linux Mint, I think the system should automatically install security updates. Just security updates to make the system, well, secure. Look, we all use Linux mainly for more security and privacy. That's my guess, more control. So automatic updates of security patches to me are not that big of a deal, as long as it's telling you, what's going on. Just some personal observations. I had a friend of mine had to install a new computer. I don't think he did a lot of updates. And finally, I got him a new HP Windows 10 computer. It does the automatic updates. He just wants it for email, news and stuff like that. So for him, it's absolutely perfect. So yeah, this says your Linux Mint gets serious about updating. They should have been serious from the beginning, as in any Linux-based system. Just a personal thought. I don't know what you guys all think about this. Okay, well, next one. Now let's see here. TheVerge.com says Microsoft Teams usage jumps to 145 million daily active. Wait a minute. Daily active users? Wow. Microsoft Teams usage, 145 million daily active users. I knew that the home usage for video conferencing and staying in touch with family would go up in these pandemic times, but that's like almost half the country. Have I used Microsoft Teams? I have to take a look. I think I have an account, but I've been using mainly Google Meet, StreamYard, Skype. It's been a while, Jitsi, but that one had some issues. But anybody else using Microsoft Teams out there? Apparently, a lot of you are. Hey, if it works, why not? Now it does say here that Zoom had 300 million daily active participants last year. That's to be expected. So let me know what you guys think of Microsoft Teams. Any iPhone users out there? All right, from CNET. All right, it says here that your iPhone apps are tracking you. iOS 14.5 lets you turn that off. I don't have an iPhone. Let me know if this actually works. We've talked and debated and give you my thoughts about privacy on the web. The way I define privacy on the web, privacy does not exist. And the main reason is you cannot delete your information yourself off the internet, at least not totally. So those of you who have Apple iPhones, let me know if this actually works. I don't currently have an iPhone. I have an old iPad mini that still works. Completely outdated. I check the music, stream music, play music on it, and that's about it. Listen to a podcast and stuff like that. But if you have an iPhone, let me know how well that it works for you. Well, speaking of podcasting, this is from pitchfork.com. Spotify is to allow podcasters to charge for subscription plans. I think this will be an option for podcasters to charge, and there's nothing wrong with that. Let's see. Spotify will not take a cut of the podcaster's revenue until 2023, when the service will charge a 5% fee for access to the subscription model. I listen to Spotify occasionally when I have time. Yeah, this is just an option, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if you use Spotify, I think I have it installed in one of my Linux systems. I can't remember, but I seldom use it. I just go to the website and stream something. Usually I listen to a website called smoothjazz.com, based out of Monterey, California. Beautiful place, by the way. Well, if you do like podcasts, I will give a self-plug. I teamed up with Anchor.com. This is by Spotify. You can catch some of my random podcasts on Spotify if you want to, or on Anchor.fm. And you can download this for free. on your computer or on your phone, and you can create your own podcast for free. I mean, you have to do all the work, but this is just something, an option if you guys want to listen to podcasts while on the road. If you want to contribute to the podcast, you can. It is not obligated. You can just click the support link there and go from there. And thank you. All right, next story. Oh boy, from ArsTechnica.com. Man, ransomware. Boy. Ransomware crooks threaten to ID informants if cops don't pay up. Yeah, the FBI is investigating claims that hackers obtained 250 gigabytes, of police department data. This is from Washington, D.C. Man, that's a lot of data if this is true. Look, we've talked about, staying secure on the web. You have a much, much, much greater chance of being secure on the web than being private. Let's not confuse that. Security meaning against malware, ransomware, stuff like that. You have a much better tools against that. But if this is true, that's a big one. All right, let's move on to the next. Here, how's the feed? Look at the feed here. Looks good. Okay. All right, just double checking. This is from debugpoint.com. All right, so according to this blog, these are the top 10 Gnome extensions. Yeah, top 10 Gnome extensions to modernize your top 10 Gnome 40 extensions to modernize your desktop. Okay, I think I did a video or two on how to make your Gnome desktop more user-friendly for beginners and really for everybody. Why don't we take a look at this and I'll give you my Windows Mind reaction to this. Now remember, this channel, Total OS channel, was designed primarily for beginners, newbies to the world of Linux and really technology. So I try to help. Look, we there's 1 billion Windows users out there. So if we can get just like 10% of those to like switch, wouldn't that be great? I know it's a dream, but I try. Okay, let's see what the top 10 list for Gnome 40 extensions. Floating dock. This is probably the best extension right now for the Gnome 40 desktop. Really? A floating dock? Nah. Does not excite me. Number 2 is Blur My Shell. That's aesthetic. That's not really, functional. Number 3 is Just Perfection. I like the name. The extension helps you make any changes to your GNOME shell. You can change the visibility of almost all the components of GNOME shell, tweaks, and customized panels. Okay, that might be something to check out. Number 4 is GNOME 40 UI improvements. This extension enables you to hide the default search box activities over you and show it when you start typing. I don't know about that one. The Arc menu is number 5 on the list. That one I have installed. It actually works pretty good. I believe this is by default in the Zorin OS operating system. Arc menu, if I am not, I have to think, but I believe it's in there in the latest Zorin. So check that out. Number 6 is Espresso, not to be confused with the coffee. Espresso provides a top bar icon that allows you to disable or enable the screensaver, and that's not exciting. Weather in the dock is number 7. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I could see that, weather in the dock. Okay, number 8 is user themes. This extension helps you to load GNOME shell themes from the user directory. Don't know about that one. Number 9 is a screenshot tool. This extension is a must-have for your desktop. Once installed, it gives you an option to snap a screenshot from your desktop. Okay, that might come in handy. And the last on the list is number 10, Netspeed Simplified. The last one we feature is the Netspeed Simplified. This extension shows the data transfer speed of your active network, and that's not really exciting. Really out of the 10, maybe there's what, 3 of them that might be really useful, functional for beginners as far as that goes. But out of all these, probably the most user-friendly for beginners, I would say the Arc menu. Yeah, a little bit of a Windows 7, Windows 7-ish feel to it. I think that might be the best option for beginners. If I was going to use GNOME, which I will not. This is from linuxiac.com. I think I mentioned this, the Linux-powered Mars helicopter Ingenuity. Yeah, 140 million miles away, it has proven itself. It works. It has taken several controlled flights, and I think it's awesome. They're using a form of Linux called F Prime. I'm not familiar with it, but yeah, so all you Windows users out there who doubt Linux, this is the power of Linux. Okay, so you're not personally gonna use, Ubuntu on Mars. I totally get it, but you can do a lot with Linux, and it isn't just for geeks. Cool. Well, the last thing on my news list for this morning is, of course, I'm Italian, so it's going to be food. Although this is not Italian food. This is from hypebeast.com. Hype. McDonald's Japan is releasing a triple thick samurai mac burger. It's like triple patty, 3 thick grilled soy sauce beef patties. Oh man, cheddar cheese, crispy sliced onions, toasted poppy. See, oh man, it's only 10:30. I'm ready for lunch already. So what do you guys think of the samurai mac burger? Have a burger before your karate workout, right? Why not? Lose the weight, gain the weight. Isn't that how it goes? Oh man, in this country, people are buying their exercise machines. They're buying their treadmills, ellipticals, dumbbells, weights to lose the weight during the pandemic. And then I drive through the 24-hour drive through McDonald's, and I'm like, what's the point? I'm just saying, what's the point? Okay. You got to pump the weights like Arnold said. You need more weights. I need more power. All right, let me head on back to the chat here and see who's in here. We have Party Sep. I think I said that right. Welcome. How are you? I never get so. Clayton. Farnos. Yes, I meant Gnome. That sounds like a child would say. Gnome. Okay. Hello, Dan. Arc is a good one. Yes. The best extension for GNOME is install KDE. No. The best extension is Ubuntu Mate. Hello. Right. Dash to panel is a must. Yeah. I would have to say that is true. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Spin Viking is in the house. Yeah, I mean, when I had GNOME installed on my backup machine, Ubuntu, I had about dash to panel, arc menu, weather, one or two more I can't think of. I no longer use, but yeah, it was about 4 or 5 that I needed to really make it. But the one thing that really one second. All right, had to step away for a second. I had to take a call from Bill Gates. He won't leave me alone. Just kidding. Getting back to Ubuntu and extensions. Yeah, I stopped using it, so the one thing that really irked me about Ubuntu is by default, you cannot drag and drop files and folders. By default, and that was really, really like a WTF moment. That's why I gave up. It just didn't make sense to me. Anyway, yeah, so dash to panel then is a must if you are going to use it. Yeah. 7478 is in the house. Greetings. Good morning. You know, it's like I said with the GNOME desktop, 10 years in development. And this is all we have out of the box, at least, unless it's customized. It's somewhat disappointing. I don't get it. I really, really don't. But I guess that's in the chat for another live show. Necromancer likes Mate. Yep. I think a lot of people did. And that's why it's been so successful, because out of the box, you don't have to install extensions. You don't have to really tweak anything if you don't want to. You just install it, set it up, log in and go, and that's it. And I think that's not just what Windows users want. I think that's what everybody wants. They just want an operating system that gets out of their way. I mean, do you really want to install something or buy something, with an OS that, oh, I bought it, but now I have to fix it to make it user-friendly? Does that really make any sense? I don't know, guys. You tell me. That's why I stopped using it. So it is stable. Ubuntu is stable. The GNOME desktop may be stable, but it's like, why are they deleting features? I don't get it. Anyway, let me go back in the chat here. So they missed the opportunity to spell Fixie. Am I reading that right? THICC. Fixie? Did I miss something? GNOME 40 is looking a lot better than previous versions. The aesthetics and the look is fantastico. It's the functionality that doesn't make sense. Yeah. Quails likes Mate. I got to give Martin Wimpress, the lead developer, all the kudos. I asked him how this came to be. He says, well, his wife was looking for a simple operating system based on Ubuntu. And hence Ubuntu Mate was born. He did it for his wife. So that's why I affectionately call Ubuntu Mate the romantic OS. So kudos. Remember, it's all about the love, baby. All right, so Spin says, you find Zorin works the GNOME shell extension nicely. Yes, it does the work for you to make GNOME workable. Yeah, I took a look at the latest Zorin beta, and I'm looking at it as I was testing it, and I told myself, is there anything, after I install this, is there anything I really need to tweak or install? Not really. That's what it's all about. It's the KISS method, right? And I don't mean the rock band. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Someone got banned from a server. Oh, no. Well, you will never be banned here, my friends. Just keep sending those cannolis and some wine. You will never be banned here, right? I'm listening to my dad's music. One of these days I will translate the lyrics, but the lyrics crack me up. This song, if you can hear it in the background, it's called Ci facite un favore. Do us a favor, as in politicians, do us a favor and do your jobs. Yeah, I know, but that's the name of the song. If GNOME fixed their extensions, breaking on updates, enabled file drag in desktop, stop deleting features, well, I mean, look, they've had 10 years, and they're not going to do it. At least not out of the box. I don't know. I'm sure they have their reasons. I have my own. Why I've lost patience. 10 years is a long time to wait for a work in progress, right? Anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. But if you aren't new and still want to try Ubuntu, you should, to get the feel for a stable desktop. But keep in mind, it's really not for beginners, at least not out of the box without tweaking and extensions. But hey, I saw one of the shows on History Channel, they were using Ubuntu. Yeah, I think it was Ancient Aliens or something like that. There was a close-up shot of the guy's desktop, and his computer had Ubuntu. So there you go. All right, I'll stick around a little bit longer. And we'll wrap this up. I can start my day and get showered and move on. I wish it wasn't going to rain. Maybe I can cut some of the grass before it rains with my new cordless lawnmower. Man, I can't believe an extra battery is $150 plus the charger, plus tax. Ridiculousness. You think Gnome philosophy is completely out of whack, as that is what is holding them back. Yeah, I don't understand. There obviously is a market for Linux-powered machines and for simplicity. I guess the best example I can give you is take a look at the Chromebooks. Chromebooks surpassed Apple sales, MacBook sales, Mac OS, and in sales. Well, for two reasons. Number one, they're more affordable, and number two, they just work. When you buy a Chromebook, you log in with your Google account or set up an account. That's it. There's nothing to tweak or fix, or there's no extensions to install. You can install extensions, but you don't have to. And this is for a sub $300 machine. It's not bad. So maybe Gnome should follow more of the Chromebook philosophy. Just a thought. Yeah, they need to be more like KDE, Mate, XFCE, as in less tweaking. If that's what you mean, I totally agree. As far as that goes, yeah. Yep, totally. Beautiful song I'm listening to in the background, written by my dad. The song is called I Love You Truly. Sung by an Italian tenor, Giuseppe Morrone. M-O-R-R-O-N-E is the last name. If you want to search him on YouTube. He reminds me of Luciano Pavarotti. Great unknown talent, at least I think he's unknown here in the States, but wonderful singer. The Chrome OS philosophy lacks desktop icons. Well, okay. But it still works. Trust me, when I use a Chromebook, the last thing on my mind are desktop icons, right? It just works. And that's why they sold a crapload of those last year. And I guess they are continuing to sell for people who do a lot of, web stuff. Google Meet or whatever, Zoom and all that stuff. They're perfect for web-based applications such as video calls. And for less than $300 for a machine that'll be supported at least 6 years, maybe more, and you'll never get a bug or ransomware. I don't know, guys. To me, that is not such a bad deal. I keep mine in the garage. The one I have has stereo speakers, so whenever I'm washing the car and cleaning the garage, I'll use it to stream music. As far as that one goes, that's pretty much it. Check emails and stuff like that. But yeah, the updates are done in the background, unobtrusive, does not get in the way. It's not telling me you must reboot now. You have 30 seconds to reboot. It does not say that. It just turn it on, does the updates. And there are times I've checked because it's not saying nothing. I'm like, are you really doing the updates? Yeah, it is. And I think that's why Chromebooks sell. There's no, there's no maintenance. So I have yet to somebody say, man, Toss, I bought a Chromebook and it was so full of bugs, it wouldn't start, I couldn't do this. I have yet to hear that. I have yet to hear that. So there you go. Yep, ThinkPads are good too, Quails. I have a couple. Yep. Chromebook is designed for people who don't want to tinker. They don't want to download, install anything, or tweak. They just want to go to the store, buy something, turn it on, log in, and be done with it. And there is a big market for that. Completely understandable. So, I mean, for something to pass Mac, yeah. Did I check out Ubuntu 21.04? Ubuntu Mate. I did. I did install it. Yes. On my other machine, I haven't done a full review on it yet. Installed it. Everything's fine from what I briefly saw. Yeah, it runs the way it should. It's not going to be in my main machine because it's only supported for 9 months. So I will stick with LTSs. Oren Walker says, perfect for grandmas. What, the ThinkPads? Or the Chromebooks? Which one? And why are they perfect? Why are they perfect for grandmas? That's telling me that they're simple to use and they're affordable. And there's no maintenance. Chromebooks, okay. All right, cool. Chrome OS automatically updates. Yes, yeah. And I've yet to have a Chrome OS update do something strange to my Chromebook. And I have to admit, I am surprised. If there are bugs, and there probably are in the Chromebook, I haven't noticed. So, yeah, or nothing to have to tinker with. Yes. I mean, honestly, is that such a bad thing? I mean, let's face it. How many people are saying, consumers, honey, I am mad. I bought this Chromebook, dear, and I have yet to solve a bug. That is outrageous. I want my systems to have bugs. Come on, this is Linux. There must be bugs in it. I'm not hearing that. So, yeah, and if someone's saying that, they're probably drunk. Anyway. Especially in the summertime, I don't want to spend hours fixing this. I want to go out, go jogging, walking, go for a swim, be with my friends, having a cannoli, coffee. I don't want to spend hours solving bugs in a system. Do you? I used to do that. That's why I distro hopped for 10 years. I stopped doing that. 2016. I said enough. And I landed on Ubuntu Mate. So here we are. Oren says you don't have one. Now, why is that? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, drunk or even bored, yes. It is so nice to use systems that I don't have to really solve any more problems, fix anything. Just buy it, install it, run it, or whatever, and I'm good to go. By the way, how is my new microphone sounding? This is the Fifany 690 microphone from Amazon. It is a terrific mic. Renard is in the house. Welcome. Good day, mates. Mate. You have all three, Linux, Windows, and Mac OS. Very good. Do you have a favorite? I have Linux and Windows. I have an old iPad mini which that's the closest thing to a Mac I have, and it runs fine. Sounds good, thank you. Yeah, this mic is probably the best sub $100 mic you will find on Amazon. I had to buy a stand and, scissors boom stand and all that, but as far as budget mics, cheap mics, this is probably the best one out there. So you like Linux, Oren? Okay. Yeah, I use Linux, I would say about 80 to 90% of the time versus Windows. I was using Windows the other day to play my favorite racing game, Asphalt Airborne. Great racing game for Windows, by the way. It's awesome. Crystal clear, thank you. 7478, very good. Yeah, the mic is great. So if you need a mic, check out the Fifine 690 microphone. I actually got an email, and maybe this will be a topic. I got an email requesting that I remove a bad review, not for this mic, but for something else, and they were willing to pay me or give me a $15 gift card to remove a bad review. Interesting bribe. What do you guys think? Should a reviewer, technologist like myself, remove a bad review, just forget about it, for $15? Just a thought. Renard, any microphone would sound wonderful with that great voice. Well, thank you, Renard. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oren says, sounds shady. You mean the request? Yeah, I have to go back and read the review that I posted. I won't go into details. That wouldn't be fair. But I'm thinking there's really nothing in there that was false or wrong. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to remove it. About the only fair thing I can do is to post an update as to why. I mean, I have to admit, it was a fairly short review. I could have expanded it. So if you're going to do, especially a bad one, and I don't like them, bad reviews for products, maybe explain more clearly. Maybe I could have done that better just to be fair, but no, I'm not going to do it for the money, no. Number 2, only $15? That's insulting. That's insulting the family. The Godfather was not too happy. But no. Dan says, if it was your true feeling about it, no. Yeah, that's honestly how I felt about it. I mean, I didn't roast it. I just gave my results about the product. So, like I said, about the only thing I can do is maybe clarify and expand on it, but it's not going to change it. It is what it is. And maybe we'll talk about it in a future live show. That might be a good topic. But it's one of those reviews where I got the product and I'm like, why are they still making or selling products like this? It makes no sense. I won't tell you now, but once I explain it, you'll understand why. Anyway, that's a different story, Dan, but maybe in a future show. So, but yeah. I did have a different vendor say, we are so sorry that the product didn't work out. We'd be willing to send you a substitute or something, to make you happy. They did not request I remove the review. So I thought that was nice, try to make it right for all the, wasted time. But hey, it happens. Yes, a live show. Yes. I'm still looking for sponsors for live shows, by the way. I haven't canceled Comcast yet. You guys know what's going on. The rates here jumped substantially, so I haven't canceled yet. I'm going to put that off for now. There's so many other things on my mind. And the reason why I haven't canceled the Comcast thing is I really don't want to cancel doing the live shows. DSL is just too slow, and it's the slow speed DSL. I think, Dan, you have it. Anyway, here where I live, it's the non-fiber speed DSL, and that would not work. So, no, Dan, it was not that at all. No. Was it the hair color thing? No. No. It was not that. So, I actually still use it. About 3 times a year, something like that. Yeah, 3, 4 times a year. But that's not it. I was just thinking of that possible MonsterVerse sequel, Son of Kong. They should make Son of Terminator. This is my little boy. Look at him. He's 5 years old and he can pick up a building. It's fantastic. I miss doing news and nonsense. Those are fun shows. Yeah. All right. Manser, I'll catch you later, alligator. Don't forget to support TOS or you will be terminated. Wait, if you're all terminated, there will be no viewers for TOS. Okay, you will not be terminated. Blah. Oh, man. I need like a year. I need like one company to sponsor me for the year. Like, and it doesn't have to be computers. It could be like Black & Decker, Gatorade. A yearly sponsor, courtesy of Orange Gatorade. I'd be like, yay! We could do live shows like 3 times a week or something, Sponsored by Gatorade. That would be awesome. That way I can pay my Comcast. I'll just send them a check for the entire year. I'll just send them the $2,500, make one payment, and then leave me alone. So, hey, we can get started today. Thank you, Necromancer, for the super chat for $5. Thank you. Very kind of you. Come on, Gatorade. Send me an email. I love Gatorade. Bernard says, what do I think about Ubuntu Mate 21.04? I installed it, and not a full test yet, but I'm sure it'll be fine. If it's like the previous ones, Renard, I'm sure it'll be fine. It's not something I would use every day because it's these interim releases are only for, they are supported for 9 months. So for someone like me who does reviews and shows, podcast, it wouldn't make sense to have a 9-month supported system. That's why I stick to LTSs, which are 3 years. But yeah, I'll do more of a in-depth look at 21.0 for when I have a chance. Or you know what I was actually thinking, because there are so many reviews on YouTube that you can look at. You really don't need me telling you anymore that Ubuntu Mate is fantastic. I may do something like, Ubuntu Mate getting started from scratch, or something like that, where I'll do a bunch of little short ones, for beginners to my Linux Gold standard. Something like that, where, okay, so you're new, you're tired of Windows 10. Here's Ubuntu Mate. Let's get started. This is how you pick one. LTS if it's not versus non-LTS, getting started. I think I may do that. A bunch of short videos and go from there. Oh, thank you, Dan, for the super chat. Hey, we are getting started. I may be able to cover the hard cost, the Comcast bill this year yet. Thank you. I know I joke a lot, but I never joke about the community. So thank you. Those of you who are still on the Patreon page for TOS today, sometimes on that I'll upload some random podcasts as a thank you. I was told there's really nothing else I really needed to do. Just keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. But yeah, if you guys are willing to stick around on the Patreon page, it's the least I could do is upload some random podcasts to that too. Those are usually short ones, or I may transcode a YouTube show and upload it there. But anyway, to all of you, thank you. Why choose Mate? Oren asked a good question. Of all the Linux-based desktop environments that I've tested, it's probably the most intuitive and the most user-friendly. XFCE comes close. Now, when I mean intuitive, I mean generally for beginners, not power users or someone who codes or makes their own systems, although there's nothing wrong with using something simple, right? But keep in mind that Mate is a continuation of the old GNOME 2 desktop, which is what Ubuntu started with. And there's a reason why Ubuntu started with GNOME 2 or G2, because it's a very easy desktop for the people to use. Once they decided not to do that anymore and went with something, quote unquote, more modern, there's an old expression: if it ain't broken, don't fix it. In GNOME 2, there was nothing broken. So hence we have a fork of GNOME 2 called Mates or Mate. I believe Linux Mint started, I think, and now Martin Wimpress with Ubuntu Mate. And Oren, it just works. I don't have to install extensions. I don't have to tweak it. I don't have to fix it. Does it make any sense? Yeah. So does Ubuntu use KDE? Yeah, there are KDE flavors based off Ubuntu, sure. KDE is nice too. KDE may be a little bit too much for newbies. But KDE is nice too. Yeah, my first choice is Mate. My second choice would probably be XFCE. Yeah, and I think I've had Linux Mint XFCE installed on one of my ThinkPads. I took that out. I installed, what did I install? Because that ThinkPad originally had a Windows XP and it still runs. I installed something with the Trinity desktop. I can't think of it now. Because it only has like 2 gigs of RAM. So, but anyway, that's why I chose the Mate desktop. It's easy to customize and updates. It's lightweight. Me, I'm the type of person, I turn on my computer, log in, check for updates, install, maybe reboot once. With Windows 10, install the updates. It may take you a few hours to install the updates. You may have to update once, twice, 3 times. As somebody said, wash, rinse, and repeat with Windows 10. Lauren's laughing. Windows XP. Hey, ThinkPads rock. ThinkPads rock. Yes, they do. Hey, it still runs. I put in a new battery. I don't use it that much. You can't do much with 2 gigs of RAM, at least not what I do. But yeah, it runs. I may wind up selling it one day, give it to someone. But ThinkPads rock. So, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and give this a 5-minute warning. We've been on almost an hour. Thank you for spending some of your morning with me. Always a pleasure. I'd rather be with you guys than being out on a rainy day, right? I do have another joke. What do you call 2 worms in love? Soil mates. But or needs find a project for the old laptop. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to discard old machines if you can get them running with Linux. There's nothing wrong with that. And by the way, don't throw them away. Donate them. Recycle them. And I just did a video about this Make sure you pull the hard drive if you donate your machine. 7478 likes that joke, yeah. Still, my favorite short joke is, what did the fish say when he hit the wall? Damn. So stupid. But they're easy to remember, and it's a laugh, right? Oh, that's so funny, Tazla. Anyway. I'm laughing so hard I'm choking myself. Oh, I really need to do my back's a little sore. Do my stretches and my sit-ups for more power, more stomach muscle power. Is there anything else? 2478 says, oh my God, Toss, my stomach hurts. You're welcome. That's one way to exercise those stomach muscles for more power. Yeah, well, we can do more jokes another time for news and nonsense. What do you call a girl in the middle of a tennis court? Annette. La da 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 dee, la da da da. I can do this all day, but I don't have a sponsor for all day, so. Oh, man. Anyway. Anything else? Farron says, oh no, what, the jokes? Boo, Farron, boo. Last call for questions or comments or suggestions or a little rant. If you want to get something off your kernel chest, let me know now or forever hold your peace. Because I need some more. I need some more to drink. My mouth is dry. And I do have orange Gatorade in the fridge. Yeah, I have to buy some more. And some more wine. Come to think of it. I had my good friend Tim donate for me to buy some more wine. I'm going to buy some wine. As in no, Total West today is becoming EG. EG, what does that mean? EGEE. Dan's got a copy of Ferrin OS. Very good. Yeah, I like Ferrin OS. Looked pretty good. Last time I took a look at it. Nowadays, lots of good choices for beginners versus, say, when I got started or 10 years ago. Lots of good choices, so very good. All right, well, I think I will wrap it up for this Total OS open chat. Hope you guys had fun. Thank you for stopping by and for listening. So yeah, I do these at random times, so if you catch this on a replay, you missed it. The best thing to do is just make sure you are subscribed. Consider clicking the notification bell, and that way you'll know when I'm on. I do these at random times, except for the weekends. I don't really have a set schedule for the live shows. But normally if it's like this morning, it's going to rain or crappy weather, or I'm not feeling well, or my schedule changes, I have some time. Or if we have a sponsor. If we have a sponsor, then I definitely will schedule something, and I'll say, this is a community-sponsored live event. Other than that, I do these at random. Thank you, 7478. Thank you. Now, don't be EB. Okay. I will only be myself from New York. Hey, forget about it. All right, my dear friends. Be safe. Be healthy. Catch you on the next one. Arrivederci.